Welcome back to another episode of A-Town Talk, the number one podcast from Anthony, Texas. And shout out Anthony. And quite frankly, we're the only one out there, so that's why we're the number one in Anthony.
Can't mess that up.
You can't. So this is the first live pod that we ever shoot. So bear with us if things don't go.
This is crazy.
They're supposed to
I
go.
can't
Yeah.
believe I'm sitting here in front of you guys.
I've never had a live crowd, so a little nerve-wracking. But thank you so much, everybody who showed up for EP Talent. This is a great event. It's the first event that we have, and hopefully we keep doing this, and hopefully it keeps getting better. Like I said, I do apologize for starting a little late, and we've had to switch up the guests a bit. Some of the guests that we had couldn't make it, and some of them had to leave because of the time. But hey, we got substitutes, so we got some people in here. I'm gonna start off with my guy to the left over here. This is Chris Hill.
Hi, everybody. My name is Chris.
Amazing photographer.
My name is Chris, and I'm a photographer.
He is a photographer. He's an amazing photographer. You can follow
Thanks,
him
John.
at Expedition Unknown. Really awesome guy. Myself, I am Johnny. You guys can follow me there, or A-Town Talk. The lady
Hi.
behind this whole event. Everybody give a big round of applause.
Thanks, guys.
To the one and only Jasmine Powers.
That's so nice.
Wouldn't be possible without her for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Right,
So
right.
she's been running around all day, all
Oh my
week
gosh,
actually.
2 weeks.
2 weeks getting
Yeah.
all this together. So thank you so much, Jasmine, for bringing all these people together. Really awesome. Right here in the middle, we got the one,
Indy Gonzalez, it's a
And
pleasure
only
being here.
Indy Gonzalez.
Thank you. Honored.
You've probably seen his posters around town. I love Indy Gonzalez.
Yes, sir.
Good at marketing.
And
Thank
then
you.
at the very end of the couch, we have one of the most badass,
No.
coolest, fearless, the one and only Hope Rides.
That's me.
And then, of course, we got a whole bunch of creators and artists out here, so give yourselves a round of applause as well. So. All right, guys. So, like I said, this whole event is centered around El Paso creatives, El Paso talent, and there's a ton of talent in this room, as you can see. But we want to start off with Jasmine because, like I said, she's the one that got this whole event together. So, Jasmine,
Hello.
how did the idea
Hi, Jasmine.
Hi, Jasmine. How did the idea of setting EP Talent come about, and what sparked it?
Oh my gosh, that's such a great question. So I was a videographer like last year because I always thought that was so, I thought that profession was intriguing, right? Like someone who can create beauty like through film, like how is that not impressive? Why wouldn't you want to be a videographer, right? So as time progressed, I just got to network and meet everybody because I'm a chatterbox. And I made this large group chat. It was gonna only be like 20 people. I was like, okay, like that's a good enough amount. But I was like, no, there needs to be a producer. No, there needs to be a director. No, a magazine. No, this and this and this and this and that, you know? And as time progressed, I just realized, wait, not everyone wants to text 250 people in a chat. Like, that's crazy. Let's make an event. So that's how it worked.
I want to talk a little bit about the infamous
no.
dial that somebody did.
Oh, no. Okay, so are you talking about the FaceTime of the
Somebody did a
250
FaceTime on a
people?
250 group chat.
Do you know how crazy that is?
It was wild.
It was, huh? We
I
should
was not
low-key do that right
participating in
now.
that.
Just a one call.
Do it
everyone
right now.
answers.
I didn't do that. That was a DJ, and I think he accidentally just dialed it. But at the end of the day, I was like, okay, who is going to hop on this chat? Because I didn't, because I was nervous. But I think everyone else was nervous to join that call, too.
So what's
Yeah.
it been like, reaching out to all these local creators? Has there been any like resistance, or is everybody pretty willing to work? Like, what's that like?
You know, I think the coolest opportunity that I was like, wow, you did not need to DM me back. Like, you are doing some charity work, and thank you, was Abe Jalad. Like, he's from The Chosen. He's from El Paso. I thought that was insane. I'm like, what are you doing? And he automatically answered back. He's like, I'd love to give back to the community. Let's do a podcast. So he was really cool, as well as Christian churches, because I followed his stuff since high school. Like, do you know how amazing that is?
Yeah.
Even Hope, like Hope's profile is like insane with the millions of views and the incredible videography. And she's like, "Hey, girl, how are you?" Like, she's like so humble. I'm like,
At
wow.
the end of the day, we're just regular people. And that's something
Exactly.
that I really would like to bring up, to be honest, about like influencers. When they start creating content and their following starts to rise, for some reason, they start acting like they're just better than you. And it's very weird to see because in the end of the day, we're just regular
Right.
people and we just, we have our lives, we have our struggles.
Yeah.
And that the fact that we have like 60, 70, 100 million following, it's not gonna change anything. Yes, you have a very big like platform and you have influence in your hands that like you need to be really thoughtful of what you're posting online because you, as well as like influence and being like very, how to say, sorry, my Russian
She's fully
in my
Russian.
head. I'm from Russia, yes, sorry.
That's not a joke. Like legit. She's
Да, это
Russian.
правда, друзья. Всем привет. Like you can have a very big following and you have like influence and you can inspire people that is also comes along with degradation and inspiring people into the wrong path. You know what I mean?
Like what you're
So-
saying is like you get to choose with that influence what to do, how to
Yes.
motivate people.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
So you gotta stay a human, even if you have a following.
Right.
Amen.
So you have 64 or 66.4 thousand followers on Instagram.
Yes.
Wow.
How? That is insane. That is insane.
But she's had videos that have what, like 1 million views, 2 million?
A million. There's
Oh,
one
yes,
like
definitely.
one that got me the most followers was like 20. I think it's at 27 million views right now.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's guys.
Clocked.
I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna sit here and lie to you guys that I did it with a very. I worked so hard for this, and I was like sleepless nights. No, it's just algorithms of Instagram that you have to get into, and your video is gonna get viral, and that's how you get followers. It's not some math like very hard math,
Plus the content is so good. Like it's so shot just so beautifully well. It looks like a legit movie. And people see that. They
That's
see the
B-Mart.
content is
Where
good.
is he?
Shout out to B-Mart. Is he here? Is
Love
he here?
Smart.
It's
My video
it's
was
content
hype.
that works so well. So
What was
Yeah.
that feeling like when you had your first video go viral?
I was like, what? I opened my Instagram and I was like, wait, where's this? All these people are liking me and they're commenting me. And there's obviously a lot of hate and a lot of love and a lot of like reposts and in a good and in a bad way. But then in the end of the day, you're just like, oh no, like. And in the beginning, I told Jasmine that I didn't even plan on having like a motorcycle page. It was my personal account. I just love riding motorcycles and I like creating content. I like watching motorcycle videos, So I decided to do that too, and it just got viral all of a sudden. And I just continued on this path. But yeah, it's weird. It's weird for sure because I'm just a regular person. I'm just a girl,
Yeah.
I just ride motorcycles here. I live in El Paso, and I have my struggles in every single aspect of my life. And people are like, "Oh my God, you're so cool," and I'm like, "Girl, no, I'm not." Like,
Well, I always
yeah.
tell people like if you can niche down, I think it's even better. The more you can niche down on type of content, like you find your people and then they're just loyal to you. If your content's like all over the place, then it's kind of hard because you're taking from here and there. But I've learned recently that like the car community, like motorcycle community, they have like diehard like communities, and they.
Oh yeah.
I did a pod a couple of weeks ago with some of the local guys from the 915 Car Society. Super dope
yeah.
kids.
yes, very.
Well, I call them kids because I'm like 30. I'm old.
Still young.
And
still
then-
young.
Bro, you're 30.
Trust me, the way they act, they are
True.
kids.
So like we did some content within, and one of the clips that we posted on TikTok talking about what's the fastest car in El Paso went super viral, and I've never had anything like that. Like none of my content's ever gone like that viral, but it was because it was such a niche topic that all these like car enthusiasts and these up to date, like even till today, they still go on there and talk about it, and it's just crazy to me. So that's so cool. Indy,
How's it going?
how's it going, man?
It's going great. I love everyone. Thank you everyone for showing up. It's an honor to be here. It really is. So many creatives in the house.
We came here for you.
So Indy, I haven't really gotten to know you that much, man.
No
We
worries.
ran into each other. We've kind of now hang out around the same circles. But
Yes.
talk to us a little bit about what your content and what
Sure.
what do you do, man?
So it's a lot to name. It really is. But I'm a marketer at heart. Jasmine knows that as well.
Talented.
And apart from that, I'm a music artist. I'm an actor. And in terms of the music side, that's really what I've been focusing in on. Just making art, making marketing stunts that no one has ever done before. That's my goal, is to always push myself onto a newer level. And even with the posters, like you mentioned earlier, that's something that, like, who does posters? But it's about making it something that's memorable and that creates conversation. You were talking about that car video right now, right?
Yeah.
Why did it go viral? People probably shared it and it created conversation around the topic. And so that's what my goal is with what I do. And in terms of the acting side, I recently just did, I did casting and writing for the film they shot here with Leonardo DiCaprio and Benicio del Toro. And so that was such an amazing experience. Coming in there, not even as an actor, like it was literally just like I was thrown into it, but I was ready to adapt. And yeah, apart from that, I also co-founded a program called Center Future. We are, thank you. I have an amazing and wonderful team. Shout out to Alexa and Kalina out there. Yes, and so basically what we do is we do peer mentorship for ages 16 to 26. We're located in the main library, and we just opened up in January, and it's been so awesome. And we've even had the honor of going to LA because we were recognized for the National Hall of Fame of programs.
Nice.
And the program that we do is free. It's for the young adults out there and just the overall creatives. And it's been heartwarming for sure.
Are you sure you don't want to push it to like 32 or like 33?
Hey, we'll take anybody.
I've
Pure
checked out
mentorship
the
is for
set, man.
anyone.
I'm like, that's a really dope set.
Thank you so much. Yeah, but yeah, it's marketing is my main thing, and I'm just trying to do what even surprises me. I always try to switch it up.
Okay. I wanna reach out to my man over here, Mr. Chris,
up?
Mr. Christopher. Oh, it's not. It's just Chris.
Chris.
Yeah, just Chris.
Just Chris. You got a middle name, Chris?
David.
Mr. Chris David Hill. So I met Chris at a MMA event last year.
Yes.
Yeah, like around October. We were
KFL too.
KFL2. We were shooting some MMA content in somewhere in El Paso. I can't remember where. I was doing video, he was doing photography, and we just kind of clicked. And ever since, we've been shooting stuff together. Really, really dope guy. But I think you have a really cool story of how you even got into photography, man. If you wanna share with the crowd here.
Yeah. So I mean, I have 4 kids. I have a family of my own and stuff, and I was in the military for a long time. So moving around, and I had a camera, and then like everybody else, I had, took pictures with my phone and stuff like that. But I retired about 2 years ago, and then after that, I was like, you know what? I really need to find another purpose and do something else. So me and my 2 sons joined the dojo. We joined Zen martial arts down in off Doniphan. So through there, like doing jujitsu, and then like finally like getting back into photography, and them allowing me to come in there and do photography, do pictures and stuff like that, and then. I was talking to you and a couple other people before, like the whole reason I'm here, is because of that. So it's, you were kind of talking about like doing things that are outside your comfort zone or something new or pushing your own personal limits or whatever. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at now. So.
Yeah, I will say, I want to add to that it's because for the same reason for you and myself that we got out of that comfort zone. We went out to do something that we've never done before. That MMA event, that was the first time I shot something like that.
Yep.
And because of that, I got to meet you. We've become really good friends since then.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's like, for my first MMA event was CFC2, but I was really there to cover Steve-O, who was a fighter from my dojo. So I was really there in that capacity to cover his event, his moments and shit. So, and then it just so happened where, Carlos and them were like, hey, here's a media pass. We need someone to help us out.
yeah.
So, I found myself in that position, and I was like, all right, cool. So I just took pictures of everything I could, and now here I am.
Yeah.
So, media director for CFC, and then rolling into CFC4. So it's, and it's still an experience, and I still have zero clue what I'm doing. So I just like taking lots of really good pictures. So, and then I have some really good people that I'm fortunate enough to, they're very, very passionate and are willing to put in a lot of their own personal time to help make shit happen and make really cool stuff happen. So
Yeah, man, for sure. And it's been an honor, man, shooting by your side. I wanted to ask you guys. Hell yeah, we got some music now.
Yeah.
Let's go.
You know, this whole event is all about collaborating and meeting new people. For you guys as creatives, how important is it to collaborate and work with other young creators?
Oh,
Why me? Honestly, I think you should be collaborating with your niche, what your Instagram is about. For example, if I'm gonna collaborate, for example, with this guy right here, I'm sorry, but
Pretty
it's not gonna
different?
go probably
Yeah.
anywhere very
Right.
far, because it's just like people that follow him, you're gonna be like, who's Hope? And people who follow me, they're gonna be like, who is him? And we're gonna be like, wow. And so, but I think it's very important to just support one another, just like likes, comments, shares. It's very important because that's what makes also the algorithm work and you get to those For You pages. And because I feel like people who just watch you silently, and I have friends like that and people like that, and they just watch you succeed, but they don't compliment you and they don't tell you like a good word, they're not really your friends because they're just, you know, they don't really want you to succeed.
yeah.
So collaborating is important, but you need to do some stuff that your audience is used to.
What about you guys?
I would say for myself, like I've done it just solo this whole time. Well, before, and a couple years back, I'm like, you know what? Like it's normal to ask for help, and I did do that. And you get to meet so much just like energetic and fun people, even at this event, right? We're like meeting people here. At the last time when we were preparing for this, I met a couple people, and the next day we were out shooting a music video at UTEP, just from the people that I had networked with the day previously before that.
EP
And
talent.
Just-
shout out to
that's how
EP
we met
Talent.
each
That's
other. We
literally
met
how
each other,
met.
yeah.
That's EP
It
talent
literally
right
is.
there.
And not even that, but it's not even just about being a content creator. Everyone here is so proactive. And what I love is, yes, it's networking, but it's networking with intention. The intention to collaborate and to make content that's just so expansive.
Amen.
You were like, yeah.
Yeah, like we literally have our own minds, but to be able to create with other minds involved, you end up just getting something that is just so revolutionary. And so I'm so grateful that I've allowed more content creators, and I'm just looking to grow with everyone that's here.
Like, how can you not get excited with that energy?
There's no off switch. It literally
It's like
is
Jasmine.
like-
She's not a creator herself, but she's like our manager of all of
Literally,
us
nah,
here. Like
nah, for
she
real.
will collaborate with each of one of us, and we're gonna get where we're getting.
Yes,
so.
for sure.
You know, I think it's because I'm so in shock that people like you who dedicate your lives into media are willing to give me a hand that I'm like, I will do 10 times more.
Remember
for
what I
you.
said earlier? We're just regular
No,
people.
you are regular people, but when ambitious people see ambitious people, that's where success evolves, right?
True.
And the fact that you're willing to do that, most people in this city, it makes me want to like give everything. I'm like, yeah, I will take days where I'm sleeping 5 hours, I'm editing, I'm talking to 3 business owners, I have to go to work, I'm stressed. But because, and the end result is this.
Yes.
Because like us working all together and like we're all doing it, we're all hustling. So it just means a lot. Christ later.
Yeah, no, for sure. And you know, you do a lot. I think a lot of people here in this room do a lot. How do you guys avoid the burnout or the fatigue?
Oh, I love this. I love this question. Okay, so burnout has been something for me. It's like I have so much energy, as if y'all didn't tell already,
Yeah.
and I think just like the love of it all. I mean,
Oh,
we wouldn't be
yes.
doing this if
That's a
we
good
didn't have a
topic right there.
passion for it, right? And like the day it starts to feel like a job, then it just slows me down. So I think just being excited about it, that's what drives me every morning. And it literally has been like that. From the moment I go to sleep, I'm excited about the next day to wake up and just to go at it even harder. So the topic of work ethic has always been important to me. I try to study a lot. I try to learn more about it, how we can be more efficient as humans, like in our mind as well. And so burnout comes, but it's just a natural part of life, right? But then when we remind ourselves, like, you know what? No, this is what I'm doing it for. You look back at your past successes, it just drives you even more forward.
Yeah, I think burnout happens. Like, we're human.
Right.
At the end of the day, sometimes you have to balance, like, okay, I thought I could handle everything. And that's honestly why I was so shocked by EP Talent, because I'm so, you know, like probably most of y'all, you get so independent when it comes to your own dreams
Mm-hmm.
that yes, you let people in, but you're like, no, I gotta achieve this, I gotta achieve this. And then you look around and you're like, oh my gosh, I have a community of people around me. And that's how you prevent burnout, is when you actually let people in and trust them and be like, no, we all have each other's back. Like, we don't need to do this all by ourselves, you know?
Yeah. No,
For me,
sure.
also about burnout, I stopped posting probably like maybe for a couple months, and my account died down really drastically from like 67 to like maybe 62. Like 5K people just gone just like that because you're inconsistent. And that's something I wanted to also bring up, that if you don't love what you're doing genuinely, you're not going to be consistent. You won't be able to be consistent. And if you're not posting consistently, unfortunately, in social media, your account is not going to be visible to people, to new people, to For You pages and all that stuff. So it's very important to continue like loving what you're doing, so you can, like, even if you're feeling down today, you continue, still get up, you still get on the bike, you hit up B-Mart and go shoot some videos to post some stuff.
Just text
Because-
B-Mart and your life will be
Yeah, B-Mart. Shout out to B-Mart.
so... Shout out to
Another
B-Mart.
big shout out.
Videographer in the
Guy
chat,
right there.
B-Mart. Saving
Currently
all of us.
filming.
Yeah, literally working. Yeah, so
What about authenticity? I think with content nowadays, the content that pops up is authentic content, right? That's the stuff
Yeah.
that sticks around.
when I started posting, it was probably just a year ago, to be honest. It's just been a year, and I'm already at 67,000. That's just crazy.
Wow.
Anyways, it changed a lot because first, I think, especially motorcycle creation, started there from like Insta360s, GoPros, and they were like, you didn't even have to post very quality content to get viral, because people would just like catch on it and be like, wow, this is cool, like she's different. But now, with time passes, I would definitely want to say that you gotta also put effort into shooting really good quality content, because this is something that catches your eye. For example, if you guys are scrolling TikTok and you're opening a video and you're like, what? You're like, you're not even gonna click on it because it doesn't catch your eye. Like the quality, the music is just like not on trend or whatever, you know, and you're just gonna scroll by. You're not gonna even pay attention to this much. So when the content is really good, thoughtful, processed, like you're on trends, you're like all these thirst traps and stuff, right?
Oh my gosh, no.
No, like I don't think
don't
I
have 'em. You
fully
don't have
understand what. No, it's a
She's talking to you,
clickbait.
Chris.
Big
That's what it is.
Chris.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Not thirst traps. Forget about that.
No, thank you.
But bikers do that.
Yeah, I
Okay.
know.
Yeah, you know these
Yeah.
shirtless bikers on the video. You're like,
You're like, okay.
but yeah.
We know what you're doing.
We
yeah.
get you, bench.
Yeah, so it's important to post stuff that people would really, what you would want to watch. You know,
Right.
you always got to think about what you would want to see on your, you know, TikTok, your feed. If it's interesting, entertaining, because in the end of the day, we open Instagram 50 times a day just to like let go of the, how to say, the weight of your day. You know, you're just like, okay, I'm just gonna scroll Instagram for just a little bit, and you get the dopamine, and you're like, okay, this is cool. You know, so you don't want to like open Instagram and look at trash stuff, because trash is around you, basically. Sorry to say.
Or I'd even add on to it. It's not even like people see right through it, right? If we're making content that just works, but it's not us, people
Yeah.
aren't gonna resonate with it. And on the topic of authenticity, like when we include our own personalities, oftentimes that's what actually works. There's been so many instances where I've made a video
Look
and
at
I've
him.
been like, I know. And even same thing with the fashion, right? It's like these things are authentically myself, and I can't ignore that, right? And that's why I love making what I do. And people see the authenticity, they see that it's true to me. It's not corporate, it's not just like for, you know what I mean? And it travels. It really does travel, and people share it. They respond to it. It gets them hype as well. So yeah, authenticity is very, very important.
I know, and I think like you have to be authentic and passionate.
Yes.
Which is funny because Chris is literally a photographer looking at all his photos on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Well, I'm actually switching to black and white.
Very authentically.
Yes.
Yeah, you have to be very passionate and authentic because people can read it. People can see it a mile away. Who's
Right.
gonna want to support someone who has like a fake aura, right? It's like you need to be real with people and be like, hey, if you're having a bad day and you're like, I need some help, ask for some help. And other days, just be there. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know. You probably have some more like more professional words to say.
No, I'm far from professional, guys. I'm not. Yeah, no, I think for me with like the podcast scene, like what's worked is just being myself. I never try to be anything
And
that
it's
I'm
also
not.
something different because El Paso we don't have podcasts over here, you know.
Yeah, there is a few. We're getting there. You know, it's hard. Podcasting is really hard, especially
Social media is hard, guys.
Yeah, I think
Probably
like,
everybody knows that.
I think
You
like
think it's very easy, but in the end of the day, you're like, oh my god, I have to think about all this stuff.
for sure, and like,
Algorithms.
and
Yeah.
keeping original ideas and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
One thing I did want to ask you guys: do you guys ever think of the impact that your content has on the community when you post?
I do. Oh, I'm like, yes. No, I definitely do because it's like, I think so many times as a creator, well, at least for me, I'm a girly pop. Like, I look and I'm like, oh, do I look weird? Like, oh, do I sound weird? But then at the end of the day, what I had to switch to is, what are they getting? What value is my audience getting? Like, and that's why I made my page initially when I was getting like 10 likes. And I realized I'm like, I don't care because I shifted my content to be motivational. Because at the end of the day, I was like
It does work.
2021.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was like 2021 being like, I want to be a videographer, creator, you know?
I remember that. I was like,
Getting my
girl,
12 likes.
good luck.
Yeah, no, and that's like everybody. Everyone's like, oh, you're gonna be a YouTuber. Oh, you're gonna be a TikToker. And they do support, but they just don't get it. So by the end of the route, oh, I'm squirreling. But like at the end of the route, you have to find like a reason, a passion, but also like, yeah, I don't know. I got ADHD. I just kidding.
We all have.
No, I think at the end of the day though, when I had like no likes, I made my content based off motivation because I knew mindset. I was like, you know what's gonna help the audience is tapping into mindsets people don't normally have access to, like business owners. Who's gonna be able to talk to a millionaire? You really can't. The second you have a camera,
Yeah.
you have 4 millionaires right there down to talk. If you're willing to send the emails, get rejected by 20, but 4 say yes. Like if you put in
When
the
I just
work,
met Jasmine, I was like, she's just a regular ass girl, but she acts like she's like she knows it all, and that's what you no. And she eventually she became who she became, and but she's very it's like the confidence is key for
she's
sure.
on it. She's so on it.
She's so confident in what she's doing. I was like, okay, yeah, I'll shoot with you. Do whatever you want, like just yes.
you become confident when you know it's for a bigger purpose.
Yeah.
Like really, like when you know like this content, like I'm editing, I'm getting chills. So there hopefully is
I
someone.
mean, yeah. For me, I'm just like a motorcycle rider, you know. So it's not like I'm affecting so many people, and when my like
Yes, you are.
preaching, I really want to become like a Christian-based writer. I really want to and like lead people. I don't know how guys you feel about all that, but I'm gonna say it
who
anyways.
you are.
To in God's word and incorporate into my account because I can affect a lot of people with that, but. When it comes to gear, for example, if I'm riding without gear, people want to ride without gear too and think it's normal, and I have to go gear up because
Right.
you know
In
you
the
can
hot
crash on a
sun.
motorcycle and all
In
that
the
stuff.
hot sun.
In the hot sun, I'm still riding in gear most of the time. So and it affects people also. So yeah, and maybe I bring some people into motorcycle riding, you know, because they're like get inspired or whatever. Yeah,
The
but
inspiration is important. For me, I'd say, like, just recently I was telling Jasmine, we had a group of kids come into my center, and he comes in and he's just like, oh my gosh, like, I've been dying to meet you. I see all your stuff everywhere. I hear your music. We were bumping it on the way here. And I spent around 20 minutes signing my posters to this kid and his friends. And it just felt so surreal for me. And at the very end, one of my coworkers asked him, well, what do you want to be when you grow up? And the kid said, Indy Gonzalez. And I wanted to cry. And
Oh my
it was
God.
just so emotional to me because my life goal has always been not just to inspire people, but to inspire people so that they inspire others.
he got goosebumps, guys. Look,
Goosebumps,
watch,
literally.
literally.
Oh, it's in the room. But yeah, like it felt so surreal to me, and it just made me reflect back and think like you said, like we're all human, but the fact that what we're doing can actually reach people at that level, it's like magical, you know?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, we reached George. He's a YouTuber in the crowd. Thank you very much.
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
You know, at the end of the day, it's
Shout
George
out,
and us.
shout out George and EP Original.
And something I want to mention about George too as well. is like I knew him previously before this, so it's a really small world out here. And the best part is like when you get into these circles, into these type of events, and you see people that you're already familiar with.
Oh yeah, no, I think it's incredible when people are like, "Hey, I saw your podcast." That's literally how George introduced himself. He's like, "Hey, I know like Town Talks. I think I know you." And we're like, "Okay, cool." Boom, automatically there's trust there because like, what do you
Yes.
do? Media, boom, connection. Let's work on future projects. Like, let's go. But you got to cultivate an environment that allows that, so people feel comfortable.
Right.
And that I'm happy about was like today.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Any photographers out there?
Raise your hand, photographers.
Photographers in the house.
Oh,
Any-
No one.
and there's
Him.
a videographer.
Chris.
We got yeah.
Chris.
Yeah. Okay.
Chris.
Over there too. We got love for you.
Okay. Yes.
So Chris, I wanted to ask you, man, because you got to do some really cool things this past summer, and all because of like the photography and the dojo. So, anybody familiar with UFC? So
Yes,
there's
yes.
a fighter,
Who's not?
Valentina Shevchenko, who trains out of El Paso. She is the current champion at the UFC. She trains over at Zen Martial Arts, and Chris was really, really fortunate enough to shoot with her. And
Right place, right time.
yeah, so like, tell us a little bit about that, man. What was that like shooting with a really famous person and someone that, one can even say like look up to,
I mean, at first it was, it was a little bit nerve wracking, but then again, it's like you guys said, they're a normal person. Like after talking to Valentina, and then like so I covered that first training session, and then after the second one, like we talked about it where she like actually was like, hey, here's some like feedback. These are like how I want my pictures to be, how I want to be presented in my photos, et cetera, et cetera. So that was pretty cool getting that kind of feedback for one, but also there was no video allowed, but I was basically allowed to just do my own thing. Like there was no real restrictions aside from that. So being able to do that and just be like, cool, I get to chill and watch her train for her upcoming fight,
Yeah.
which of course we saw how that turned out. So, it's like being able to do that. And it's cool because, a year and some change before that, me and my son started going there doing martial arts. Once I started doing photography and stuff, and then we did CFC2, and I was able to get some pictures of Chito Vera while I was there.
Yeah.
And then I was talking to a couple other people, and I was like, hey, like this time next year, or give me like 2 years or 3 years UFC. So now I think I have, like 7 or 8 different UFC fighters.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we have some coming to CFC4 July
Yeah.
5th.
Brandon Moreno's going to be here
and
with Alexa Grasso.
So, it's like not even a 2-year journey starting out, taking pictures for a buddy of mine at Zen as he's going through his training camp. Not even a year later, I'm able to take pictures for a training UFC champion.
Yeah.
And it's just like, surreal,
One thing I
So-
keep hearing with like a lot of creators is that, like, you're doing what you're supposed to do when things start working out. And I've seen that a lot in my personal journey as well as a videographer, photographer, podcaster, whatever. Things just kind of happened, and that kind of reinforces the idea to me that I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. This is where I'm at. Like, have you guys had those moments as well?
We look at hope.
When I think about my life, like in general, how I got here in general, because I moved here from Russia 2 years ago. I think people that are supposed to be influencers, like God gives us a gift to each of us. And if you're supposed to be a creator and influence people, he will give you that gift and you will end up where you're going to end up. So for sure, like when your videos start to get viral, where you get a feedback, especially the positive one, when you influence someone, when you get inspired, somebody gets inspired by you, when they ask you advice, you're like, okay, yeah, I'm doing, like, I have a purpose here. I have like something, I'm doing something right for sure, So I think it's just, yeah.
Yeah, I think when people keep on supporting you and they're like, no, like go farther, go farther, go farther, and like things open up, it's like it's I don't know, it's shocking.
Yeah, especially for you. Like I remember you were small. Like like Instagram, you
Yeah,
were small,
thank
very
you.
small. And
Yes.
you're like,
I do
good.
too. Last
and
year,
now you,
I-
yeah, like literally in a year, she grew so much just
know.
because
But
because of the
that-
connections.
It is because of the connections, and I want everyone to know in this crowd, like, I hate to say it like this, but I hope you read it and hear it well. I'm not special. I just put in a lot of work.
Yes.
That is all you need.
True.
And I know you're like, oh, well, she has this, she has that. Yeah. We all have advantages. We all have disadvantages, right? Like, so at the end of the day, if you're willing to put in the hard days every single day, you come,
Yeah.
like I said, you get out of work, you edit, you're DMing people. I'm all
Yeah,
tired.
you're
like
calling
this,
Jasmine,
Yeah.
and she's like, "Sorry, I cannot talk. I'm gonna make an audio message. I have like 40 minutes between this meet and this meet. We can hit the gym right now. Do you want to?" I'm like, "No."
Dude, and I was like
Shit.
broke. I was so
Yeah.
broke. Like, okay, but we're still hanging. We're still like doing it
Yeah.
because you gotta believe in yourself. At the end of the day, like no one's gonna believe in you as much as you should, and then other people believe in you. So, girl, I was doing my little daily affirmations. My journal's like, I dream big one day, and like I know it sounds dumb, but putting habits of gratitude
Yes.
and actual like building yourself up as a human being, whatever healthy outlet you can do, I promise you that'll mold you into the person you want to become.
Right. I'd say like it's not even about like just what you do when you're motivated. It's how hard you work when you're not. Right? It's like motivation. I say this all the time, but I live by it. I really do. Motivation is like that fire, but it just like it burns out, right? It's like a lighter. But then you have discipline, and not even just it's like the discipline of like you're doing this because you love it. It's who you are. It's as long as you can see that next step, it should drive you even when you're not energetic, even when you're tired that one morning. It's what just carries you along all the way. And you mentioned gratitude. It's like when you're grateful, you start getting more things to be grateful about. And even through God and just by positive thinking, it could take you a long, long way. It almost may even alter like brain chemistry. It really does. And there's been so many instances where I've pictured something and it's happened exactly as I thought it would be. And even just a quick one, a most recent one of mine was that movie. Like, I told my friend, I'm like, look, I don't know how in the world it's going to happen, but screw it. I want to meet an A-list actor, and I want to kind of work with him. And the opportunity came. I know the opportunity came to me, and I pictured it. I had it in my vision perfectly, and it just all came to fruition. And yeah, definitely being a visionary as well.
Yeah, and I want to say, like, I know we're like really focused on like work, but there's also a thing called rest.
Yes, yes,
Like
that is
at
true.
the end of the day, especially as creators, because if you've ever worked for any like media like companies, they're gonna want everything from you. More edits,
Yes,
more
right.
videos, more this. It's also your
Your
responsibility.
screen time was gonna be like 10 hours.
Dude, your eyes are all blurry editing. No, but you also need to focus on rest. Like you need to focus on hanging out with your family, hang out with the friends that loved you before all of this started. Like really focusing on like, yes, this is where I want to go, but we're also human, and I'm gonna crack if I don't.
Yeah, you
Mental
gotta-
health. Mental health is very
gotta
important in
recharge
this
the
game.
soul.
Yes.
Yeah, for sure. I got one more question before we go to our live Q&A. This is going to revolve around content strategies. Do you guys have any strategies as far as like what you're going to shoot, what you're going to post, when you're going to do that, anything like that?
No, but yes. If you see a trending audio, you know that within this week you have to post something with it or you're gonna lose it. That's how it works out here, okay? And if you don't have any videos saved, you're like, B-Mart, help me. Shoot something with me. But like, it's just gotta post consistent. That's the strategy. That's the old strategy I have. And if you see like some trends, you should hop on them and you should post. That's what's gonna bring you the audience, for sure.
I would say for me, like in terms of collaborations, especially as a recent, my consistency game, I've tried to aim for high. But even with my main posts, like I said, I love marketing, right? So I always try to do something that is like it's like a timeless piece of art. It always sticks around. It's like going into a museum and seeing this post of like, oh, like there's so much more to this. Like you've heard when people say with art, there's like what is it, like so many words to this picture, yet it's like still, you know? And so I think like with me, I really try to push myself in terms of marketing. Like I said earlier, doing things that have never been done before so that it does create that conversation and people talk about it and it like spreads almost like a wildfire. But like I said, like I always approach things with a student mentality and I'm always learning. And there's so much to learn when making good content and what defines a good piece of content.
Yeah, and I think everyone like I've had a lot of questions like how were you able to collaborate with this person, right? I think what you need to do, and this is like a business tactic I learned, but as a marketer and content creator, provide someone who's up here a lot of value.
Yes.
Be like, hey, I know I'm like new to this. Like, hey, give me a shot. I'll give you a podcast studio. You're not gonna have a podcast studio, and this is literally how I got people on like a podcast studio because I called around marketing directors. I said, hey, I have this influencer. Are you willing to do it? So literally, as you have this other collaborator willing to work with you, you're just gonna provide them an experience that they're like, hey, I probably wouldn't have had that. Like, thank you. It's like, yes, you're collaborating on Instagram, it's content creation, but you're also like an event planner. You're doing many different roles. If you want it, you will create it and give it to someone else. So hopefully they enjoy that experience and catch it on film.
Yes. Something I actually really respect about you as well is like you're willing to work with whoever. Like even if they're just starting out, a lot of people like don't have that willingness to just support. And the fact that you do that, and even about your DM game, we're also starting out here. Like you're willing to just send a DM and see how far that goes, and that's something that is just like wow.
Dude,
Yeah, I would say don't be scared to reach out. Like, especially El Paso, because El Paso, I mean, it's a fairly spread out city, but everybody is within range. Like, you can get to somebody through somebody, or you know, like it's not that hard. And I think what I've learned is a lot of the times I was scared to send those DMs to, you know, because I do like a guest-based podcast where I try to get guests on, and I've been scared. I'm like, they're gonna say no, but whatever. I send it out, and I think I've only been rejected once.
Nice.
And it's been due to like scheduling. But yeah, almost everybody that I've reached out to has said yes. So like, yeah, don't be scared to reach out to people out there. So.
All right. Even if it's like maybe 50 people you reach out to and some of them don't get back to you. We're, as content creators, we're like idea thinkers, and there's always going to be that next idea that comes up if the other one doesn't come to fruition.
Yeah, and honestly, you just need a couple. You just
Right.
need a couple good ones, and then the ball gets rolling. Like, oh, you worked with that person? Well, yeah, you know?
Yeah. And what with me, what's happened a lot too is like I meet people because of that certain person. Going back to how I met Chris because I had done a pod with another local content creator, Jimmy Dukes Gaming. Shout out Jimmy. And then Jimmy invited me to the event, and then that's how I met Chris. And I've had like ton of situations like that where I meet somebody else because I'm shooting with somebody, and it just kind of all ends up intertwining. So yeah, so shoot your shot, guys.
Yes.
Shoot your shot.
Yep.
We're about 45 minutes in, guys. I know that was
That
really
went by
fast.
fast.
I want to try to wrap up before they start the music out there. They were kind enough to let us give us that extra hour, so I don't want to like hold them back. So I want to spend the next 15, 20 minutes or so and just do an open live Q&A with anybody that wants to come onto this mic and talk to us about whatever you want. If you have questions or just, I don't know, if you want to just say hi, just swing by.
There's a lot of good
There's a
artists.
mic up here. Please don't be scared.
Please don't be scared. B-Mar, come here.
B-Bar, swing by.
B-Bar.
Help
B-Bar.
us out. Oh my gosh.
Oh, he's doing
Yeah.
it.
yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to B-Bar.
If you need an amazing videographer, he's the man.
Yeah,
The man. He
that's the
grinds so hard.
collaborator right
Yo,
here.
is this showing me on video or not?
We got the live camera, dude.
I kind of came up here with no no idea.
I
all
didn't plan on
good.
this, guys.
But let's see. What's your most memorable moment as a creator? That's my question.
When my video got viral, man. Literally, like it's crazy. Like I did nothing. I almost put no effort into that video. Like it was like a 4-second stupid video. I swear. I just posted just because. And it got viral. Oh, that's also something I wanted to say, by the way, is that don't like keep posting even if you feel like it's not worth posting because you don't know,
You never know.
how where it's gonna take you. Because some posts that you post, you're like, oh my god, what is this? Yeah, whatever, I'll post it, and it gets viral all of a sudden. And some cinematic stuff that I shoot with you, for example, it just regular, and you're like, well, I put so much effort into it. What the hell? So just keep posting, even if you feel like it's not worth it. Try to do it very like creative and stay on your track by doing like content stuff or like quality stuff, but still post it because you don't know what's gonna get viral.
Cool. What about
Thank
you
you.
guys?
That took a whole different turn.
Oh, that was good. Yeah.
I kind of agree with what you're saying. It's like me and B-Mart will work for like hours on something.
Yes.
And we'll be like, this is the video that's going to like kill it. You know, like,
Yeah, and it's
gonna
like
blow- that's how I
10,000
feel.
views. You're like,
He's so humble. I'm
what?
like, this is going to kill it.
Why?
And then it doesn't. But then the next one, he's like, trust me, Jasmine, like, this is going to work. I'm like, and it does. And I'm like, that's why you collaborate. That's
Yeah.
why you work with other people, you know?
Mm-hmm.
You never know.
Memorable one.
Memorable one. Okay. Honestly, I think it's just like, and I know you've experienced this as well. I'm sure everyone in this room has. But when someone is like, oh, wait a minute, like I've seen what you've been doing. You were telling me that earlier. You're like, I've seen your content. To me, that's always the most memorable part about being a content creator because it's like, okay, like sometimes we get like maybe self-conscious, like, oh, no one's watching this or no one's really resonating with it. But that almost serves to me as like a reminder of like, people are watching and they're supporting, they're showing love. So
Yeah.
to me, it's always the memorable.
And you don't need 10K to make an
Right.
impact.
Oh yeah, I was like, I had like maybe 2,000 followers when my video got viral, and it automatically went to 15,000 followers, and I was like, wait,
keep it up.
what?
Keep
Yeah.
it up.
Out of nowhere. So just keep posting.
Just keep
Yes.
posting.
Keep doing the work that y'all do.
Yeah.
And even like for one recently too, like people will sometimes take off my posters and then like put them in higher spots so that people don't take them down or do that. And it's like what? Like Yahoo? Like this is it's surreal.
Yeah, I think for me, the most memorable moment, we were part of a fundraiser last year. It's called the Angel Fund. They do it every year for somebody of like the Anthony Canotillo community. One of our good friends, Rick, shout out Rick, he was the recipient for this fund, and it's basically a giant event that's raises money for them. So Rick was going through some medical condition, and we were able to raise $800, just us, with like our podcast, and then they ended up raising a ton of money with like all the vendors and everybody was there. So
yeah.
I think that was a really like gratifying moment, and it made me realize that we can do more with our platform than than just like the everyday posts and stuff like that. So yeah, that's been big when people recognize me for the stuff, or they say like, hey, keep going, man. Like that's always good, because you guys know we have those days where like you don't want to keep going. Like you're like
Oh, I
wasting
think
my time
There was a
posting
little
these.
girl who came to me in Walmart. She was like 13 or 14 years old. She was like, oh, are you Hope Rides? And I was like, no. And she's like, I really want to ride a motorcycle when I grow up. And her dad is like, no, you're not. And she's like, no, but like, shout out to that little girl if she's watching. She was like, so it was like, it's weird because I'm just a girl, I don't do anything.
I was gonna say that, yeah. I'm very new to like when people notice like the work, I'm still super new to this. But what is cool is when you inspired someone. When for some reason.
I think that's what all content creating is about. Like you just, these videos like girls are like shooting like throughout your day, like what they do in a day, and you get inspired by the way they live. You're like, wow, that's cool. I want to look like that. So it's.
I want to ride a motorcycle. Inspired.
What about you, Chris? You got a moment?
I have a lot of moments.
Next question.
Such a cool guy.
I don't necessarily have like a super specific one, I guess. I mean, photography wise, probably. I mean, CFC2 was a really, really big one. And the only reason I say that is just because, the way that it went down and the reason I was there and now how it's transpired and then how that's led to me meeting a bunch of other people and doing some other cool stuff.
Cool. What about you, B-Mart? What was your moment?
Yeah, that's what I wanted to ask you too.
Doing the Uno reverse card on you, bro.
You can't do this to me, man.
When I
I
shot
think
with someone cool.
the most memorable moment is when, anytime, like, me and Jasmine work a lot. And like just seeing that growing as we make more videos, like even if they're shitty or they're really good or we don't know that person or it's completely out of the of like the relevancy of our videos, right? even in that, like I see the improvement in my work, and I see the improvement in her work and her work ethic, obviously. And yeah, I would say that's some of the most memorable. This is a journey that
So
we
that's
got.
like when you're up at like 3 a.m. and you're doing an edit, and then
Yeah.
you just
Like, I
finish
don't know
it.
if it's gonna happen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but then but even
3 days
then,
under shooting.
even then, not worried.
Yeah.
You're not necessarily worried about everybody else in that moment. You're worried about what you're gonna see whenever you hit play,
Right.
or when you hit that and when you open that photo.
Yeah, yeah.
At least that's how it is for me. So maybe that is one of the moments whenever it's you've been up for like 5, 6, 7 hours, and then you have an edit and you're like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
And then you look at it next day and you're like, wait,
What
And
the
you
hell was
put it
that?
back.
What the hell was I thinking?
The coloring was off.
the color grading is really bad.
No, I agree. Like when you know you put like every ounce of your like thought process into this and all of your time,
Yeah.
and it turns out good, and you're like, damn, that was impressive.
Oh,
And
yeah.
not like ego, but more like I put in a lot of work into this. Yeah.
Cool. Good question. Anybody else?
Any other-
Thank you,
Thank you,
B-Mar.
B-Mar.
Oh,
Let's give him an air horn.
Oh my god, that's crazy.
Why did we wait this long? To
I know,
start
too.
that?
Yeah, you had to
The soundboard.
you had to
Too
use
far.
it
Here, I'll get
before.
it. I'll get it closer.
Don't give that to me.
Let's go.
I have a question.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Did any of you feel like stopping chasing your dream just because somebody you really care about, or people that you care about told you that you look ridiculous, that wasn't for you, that you were wasting your time, or something like that?
Oh my god, I'm gonna cry.
Yeah. So I had
Oh,
talked to
yeah.
you about this before. I've definitely had that as well. I mean, you know, even with like the look of some things and a lot of the marketing stuff that I do is very unconventional. It's very like, what the heck? Like, bro, you're not scared of someone judging you? But I'm not. And, you know, it goes back into self-belief and self-love. And that's why mental health, like we were saying, is very important because you get to find yourself, your inner self, and you get comfortable. Like, I don't get embarrassed going out here. And at the end of the day, I know it's part of my journey, which is falling in love with the journey, not just the end result. And that's why it never stops me.
That's great.
Jasmine knows I have something to say. People will always judge. It doesn't matter. Even you can be the most holy person and you will still be like, oh, why she's dressed like that? Like you're always judging. Always. Our society, our brain is meant to judge. And even you're doing something good, she's gonna be judging you in a good way. You're doing something bad, you're gonna be judged in a bad way. And so many times people would say like, why would you post this stuff? Why would you post this stuff? Why would you do something better? And I was like, well, you try yourself, then I'll see how you're gonna do. And my mom, she does not like that I ride motorcycles. It's too many deaths, too many accidents. But yet it's just, as long as it makes you happy, it's all that matters. And people will always judge. People probably just sitting right there and now and judging me right now, and it's okay. Like, you know how many people told like today that why is he wearing these water boots today?
Yeah.
Stop it.
I like, and he doesn't care because it's
You
cool.
got a mop or something?
I know, right?
Yeah.
He's
So-
ready. He's all
Ready
terrain.
for it. We're
For sure, we
set down
got
some
it.
cement somewhere.
Can we ask what exactly you do?
Well, I'm a special ed teacher, but also I'm modeling, so I don't model.
I could
You do look like a model, yeah.
Yes.
Right now I'm in like he's called Miss Juarez, I Ciudad Juarez.
Oh, nice.
Yes, but yeah, when I got into that, people tell me that you're too short, this and that, and I'm like, I don't care, I still do it, and people call me to collaborate, so I'm like, I'll still do it.
Yeah, a lot of the time, the people that talk shit or speak their mind, a lot of time they're too embarrassed or they're too afraid to even try it.
They don't got the confidence.
They don't. So I for me, like,
I don't think you can be a content creator if you're gonna be listening to the haters.
right.
It's just like you're gonna go down really, really bad. Like you just gotta do what you're doing, and if you don't want, unfollow. If you don't want to see, unfollow. Don't look. You know.
I am very critical, and I read every comment. I
Wow.
listen to what everybody says, but I've learned to like filter that stuff out. And I think I was blessed enough to have a solid group of friends and family that supported from the very beginning. I was scared shitless to post my first podcast episode. I shot it in my bedroom with my friend, one of my best friends. It sounds kind of weird, but it's not what it looked like. And it was super, like, you guys can go check it out. It's like super low budget looking, and it was like really weird. And when I told like my family that I wanted to start a podcast, well, my brother and sister, they're like, what is that? Like, they're kind of old, so they didn't really know. And then little by little, you know, once I released the first episode, then people watched it and they're like, hey, this is really cool. And I got over that fear as soon as I just hit record and I send it, you know? So I would say if you're feeling that way, just do it, you know, and block out the noise. Like, fuck everybody, you know? Do what you love.
I got motivated today. I feel like I'm
Yeah.
gonna go shoot some stuff.
After this-
Whoa.
Some videos. Yeah, I think you're one of like the most humblest, calmest like creators I've ever met, like in this realm. Hey! No, because like you're in the production side, but then you're actively in front of the screen. It's really hard to find people who don't have ego. Whether you're a videographer, they have ego, and then creators, they can have some ego. And ever since I met you, you're just very like, hey, I'm just here to help. And it's the judgment thing. Like you gotta find people like that who you're like, yeah, you're cool. I want to work with you. Like, I don't care about the judgment because I have some solid group of supporter, like friends, you know?
Basically, I just recommend therapy and don't care about anybody else. That's it. Like, literally, like, just do your own thing.
Yeah.
Or do a podcast. Podcast is
Period.
therapy.
Yeah.
It's the greatest thing ever.
I'll try that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool.
Chris?
Oh, Chris.
Yeah.
You got something, Chris?
Just like Chris.
So I think my situation might be a little bit different, just from the photography standpoint, because I don't really do this as a business. Like sometimes I'll get money, but I literally, like, once my kids go to bed and like my wife is at work, I go through my pictures and I do stuff that I want to do. So I'm not here to put out pictures and see how many likes or how many share, whatever. I'm doing it because, like, for me, that's my therapy in the middle of the night, for one, and two, like, I really enjoy it, and I also think that, you know, not like trying to like ruffle feathers and stuff, but the line, everyone needs to remember, like, okay, everything now is content, but there is a lot of content that is really art, because people are not just trying to appease the masses, they're actually trying to do stuff for themselves. They're trying to, you know, push themselves. They're trying to do new stuff. They're trying to express themselves through what they're putting out there, and that's how they're affecting people. So I think for me personally, that's when you start moving out of the realm of content creator and start moving into like artists and stuff, because you're generating conversations. And, you know, and like sometimes with my pictures, I don't necessarily put it out with a specific message, but I might be thinking or feeling a certain way, or maybe there's something I was reading about and I just so happen to have a picture and I edited it a certain way, and that may not translate to everybody else like that, but that's how it is for me. So I just take a more art, like for me personally, like a therapeutic, artistic approach to how I do it.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wow. Let's give my man George
God.
the originals.
I'm scared.
Let's
That
go.
1-5.
So what's up, guys?
What's
I'm
up?
George. I have a small YouTube channel called EP Originals. If you guys could please check it out, help me hit 2,000 subscribers. That's my
Let's
goal
do it.
this
Hell
month.
yeah.
So
Do it.
right now I'm at almost 1,700 subscribers. So
Let's go.
I make, you know, little YouTube videos about El Paso, trying to showcase it. I guess the best way, you know, that I can, being from some, you know, young Mexican American growing up here. Through my eyes, because I was kind of like getting tired of people talking bad about El Paso, about, you know, the Walmart shooter or the problems at the border, stuff like that, because being born and raised here, you know, I felt like it was more than that, you know? So it's really cool to see you guys here and everybody, like, hearing you guys share your experiences and your stories and everything, because like I've been doing this for probably already 3 years now, but I mean, I've been recording myself for years and everything. Like I'm almost about to be 30 in the end of this year. So like 10 years ago, I was recording stupid little videos with my friend and everything but it wasn't like at that time, like there wasn't really an idea of like content creating, of like making it like a job or anything like that. So like we would just mess around and everything. And I still have most of that footage. So it's crazy. Like I can go 10 years from now and see all of that. But it's really cool to see, like, you know, you guys share your experiences and everything. But because for the longest time, like I felt like I was kind of alone doing this here in El Paso, because we don't really get like a lot of support. And when there is artists here that kind of make it and kind of, you know, like see some success and everything, they tend to like forget about us and everything. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I love supporting everybody. I came here to support you guys and all that, and to give you guys your flowers, everybody, because at the end of the day, it's all about, I guess, like putting El Paso on the map and painting it in a better way that it has been, especially right now with the, what's going on with the political stuff and everything. We don't got to get into that. But I just really want to be able to like spread love with the content, because that's where the future is going nowadays. That's where we're getting our information and everything like that too. I got a bunch of questions for you guys, and I know we're like limited on
Ready.
time and everything, and hopefully one day like we could do like another podcast or something, because I
With
really
you,
feel like
ask you questions.
Yes.
like how I'm small time as well too, and I'm just like really trying to do my part in this community and trying to help, because like meeting new people and Grizz and all these other people in this community, like it's really inspiring to see like the love that you guys show me. And I'm just like, yo, I'm just George, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I started doing videos about my neighborhood, about the Northeast and everything, because
My
like
neighborhood. right?
yeah, like there
there.
wasn't any like videos about the Northeast or anything like that. Oh, sorry, there's like a fly. So
Yeah, you're good.
I
No,
thought you were
but-
dancing.
yeah, I'm gonna look funny on the camera and everything. No, but yeah, I just really wanted to say like it was really inspiring to hear your guys' stories and everything, because it's like really touching. One of the things that like what you really resonated when what you said, it was like you gain confidence when you're doing something that's like for the greater good. I wanted to share a story. So like I know, like when we're doing these videos and everything, it's really hard, because like, especially in the beginning, when we're putting ourselves out there, it's horrible. You know what I'm saying? We're watching the videos back, and like when I look back at my first videos on YouTube, they're really cringe. And I'm like, damn,
Me
if
too.
I could.
I watched my content like a year ago. I was like, archive.
And
Or
it's
like
horrible,
everything.
like
I
it's
was like,
horrible,
what the hell
but
is this?
I love watching those videos, because it's all like, damn, like it shows the growth, like, and our audience sees that as well. And once like, so I wanted to share a story, like once you start putting in the grind and everything, and like how you said, once you start like showing yourself and you're genuinely into the content and everything, people really mess with that and they love that and they'll support you and everything. And I've been kind of like getting a little audience on YouTube and everything, because mostly my
Big audience.
yeah, well, I mean a little bit for now, but my content is mostly on YouTube, because I'm still like on the long form. I still like telling stories and everything, and that's another problem that I've been finding too, because like especially with social media, TikTok, Instagram, and everything.
It's getting on YouTube though. People are getting
yeah.
into YouTube more than Instagram and everything.
That and that's a thing, because like I've been seeing too, like a couple years, like that everybody's been getting the information. The videos have to be under a minute 30, stuff like that. So I've been seeing like people were like kind of transitioning away from like the long form content. So that was like a problem that I was facing, on YouTube and everything, and trying to like put my stuff out there. But one of the stories I wanted to share was that, like I was facing a lot of like, I did a YouTube. I was constant putting a video every month for a whole year last year, gaining that audience and everything. I got burnt out. I got really tired. And then there was times where like I was reading the negative comments, and there were really, really bad negative comments that I was like, to a point I let get to me.
Yeah, you're
and
tired already.
Haters are your
and then you
biggest
get some
fans.
negativity, and you're like, oh, if I only had some sleep, this wouldn't affect me.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then it's just like it's kind of hard not to like let that affect you, because this is something that you love, you know what I'm saying? Especially if you're really in love with the game. Like I'm in love with this. I'm in love with making the content, with telling the stories and everything like that. And I feel like especially nowadays too, we need to really like I don't know, like separate the love from people trying to just gain financially off of the content and everything. Because I'm sure, there's like I see people like, I don't want to like, name content creators or anything, but I see people and I'm like, damn, I'm pretty sure they're making a lot of money off of that content, stupid content and everything like that. That's another problem that I face that I would face, or that I used to face. Sorry. It's because I get nervous. So I'm like,
You're doing great, man. You're doing great.
It's called imposter syndrome.
yes, there you go. So like,
Yes.
I was that was another thing that I was like really facing too, was comparing myself to a lot of other creators and all of that. And it was like, no, I need
That
to
still
remind.
gets to me, but
Yeah, and that was something that I needed to like remind myself that I'm doing this for the love of the game because I love El Paso, because I love telling these stories and everything. And one thing that really helped me like remind myself that what I'm doing, the whole purpose was this, that I had dropped a video last year, was the Winter Fest. So like what I like to
Yes.
do is like I like to go to the events and everything, and like I'm like, okay, I'm gonna take you guys to these events. You know, we're gonna go to San Jacinto Plaza. I'm gonna show you how it is. Oh, the parking sucks, like stuff like that. You know, like I give people the heads up because most of my audience is like people from outside of El Paso. Because I've learned from like the comments and everything, people will be like, "Oh, I used to live in El Paso back in the 90s or in the early 2000s, and it's crazy to see how it's growing now." Or I remember that, or stuff like that. So it's cool that my videos can bring back memories to people. But there was this one comment that from this one lady, she commented on that Fest video, and she was just like, "You know what, George, I love watching your videos and everything like that because I've been living in El Paso my whole life. In the last 30 whatever years, she's been disabled, and she hasn't been able to go to these events and everything like that and see El Paso that she used to, how she used to, you know what I'm saying? And she's seen it through my videos, she's seen it through our videos. So like it's really beautiful that we never know who we're touching, who our videos, who our content and everything's touching, like it's really cool to see that. So I just really wanted to give you guys your flowers and everything like that. I'm EP Originals, I'm
Yes.
George and
Yes.
Toronto.
Really quick, I want to bring up two things. The first one, something that's helped me a lot is not taking the positive comments that are really like, oh, you got like, I'm not taking them too high,
Yep.
and then not taking like the hate like too low. So I feel like, what you're doing out here is it's culture. You are documenting history. For those of y'all who haven't watched his channel yet, please do when you get home today. He's literally creating the culture around El Paso, the conversations, he's documenting everything. You are history in the making. So can we just give another round of applause to George? He's doing important work out here that almost not everyone's willing to do. So flowers to you, my man.
No, appreciate it, guys. Thank you for real.
you,
Thanks
George.
to everybody for
Yes.
having me, for taking the time to listen to me and everything, and appreciate it for real.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
All right. I think we got time for maybe one or two more. Anybody?
Surge. Can we just shout? Can we just first shout him out? Didn't you just get like $4,000 grant because of your art? Didn't you just get a $4,000 grant for your art?
Something like that.
Something like that.
yeah.
Like that.
Yes,
Take the mic.
Yeah, be a creative. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
impressed.
But yeah, thank you guys for
Right.
being here. It was amazing. I listened to all of
Thank
you
you.
guys and you inspire me. So my question is, if you guys have a dream with what you're doing, and if you can tell us a little bit of that dream and how are you like connecting everything that you're doing towards that dream, right?
Ooh.
That's a very
Or
deep
not,
question.
right? Or
That's
maybe
a
you're just
very,
doing
like,
stuff
what
and
I'm
you know,
about to
like
say,
maybe,
guys.
who knows? Uh-huh.
I mean, it's gonna sound super corny, but I think sitting here right now with a live audience is kind of, some of my
Imagine
dreams.
in a
Yeah.
year we're gonna be sitting somewhere in UTIP and like with a bunch
Centennial
of
area.
people talking.
Yeah, like I never like when I said when I started
Jasmine
the podcast.
is gonna be like a million followers.
Yeah.
like when I started with my best friends, and it was just me in my room. Like I said, and we did the first couple episodes just us. We moved out of my room to my living room, and it was that. I've always wanted to do a live show. I grew up watching late night television. Like I look up to like a lot of those, like Conan O'Brien, like David Letterman, Jay Leno, all those dudes. So I've always wanted to do like a format like this. It's just, I never did it. So now this is probably like the closest I'll ever get. I don't know, maybe eventually, but this is
get
pretty
better.
awesome.
There's always growth.
And like
ahead.
the fact that I get to now do what I love. I went full time on content creation this year as well. It's cool. I love it.
What does Chris think?
What's the question again?
Chris?
No,
Chris
I'm
is looking at
sorry.
his
I'm
photos.
listening to
you're
everyone
good,
else.
you're good. So
So
the question is that if you have a dream, and how do you connect what you're doing right now towards that dream? Or
So,
Yeah,
so like I said, for me, the biggest thing is because I retired about 2 years ago, so I stay at home with my kids. I'm a stay-at-home father, right? So like I'm able to spend my time with my family, and then this I can do whenever I want, and I don't have to give two craps what anyone else tells me, right? So because I'm in that situation, I try to remind myself that, hey, like, I want to seek out certain things, but if it doesn't come out the way I want it to, it's not a big deal. And then the fact that I'm able to do this on my own and whenever I want, how that ties in is like, if I'm able to continue to do this with my own creative leadway and make a little money, and then I can still spend my time with my family, and then I can tell everyone to kick rocks when I want them to. That's how I like try to focus. Like for me, I just try, if as long as it doesn't take away from the things that I haven't had for a long time and I had to earn, then I'm good. So
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Cool. What about you guys?
Yeah.
You go first.
Okay, bet. I would say I've always had a dream of just being an innovator in marketing, and so I always try to do things that are just different. And I would say, just every project that I do, I try to make it, like I said, very different. So, for example, in about a week, I'm dropping a rap song. 2 weeks after that, I'm dropping my first corrido record. Like, I've never done that before. And then once UTIP starts again, Minor Palooza, I want to walk around with stilts and have other people on stilts walking with me. So I think, like, just between every project, it adds to my overall dream of just trying to do something that's unique and that adds towards innovation in the space of marketing.
Nice, dude.
I just want to continue creating what I'm doing, just riding bikes, shooting cinematic content, but I also really want to get into the word of God, and I want to enter, I don't know the English word for that, like like connect it all, because a lot of people need God in their lives, and Christianity, like a lot of bikers especially need God, because it's crazy to see them behind the scenes, to be honest, how they talk and how they treat each other. So I would really want to bring it out there in that form. If my account is gonna grow, cool. If not, also cool. Just as long as it reach some people, some hearts, I'm fine with that.
Definitely.
Yeah, I think dreams are important. I think that's the only reason why we're alive. That's a hard statement, but I definitely believe in it. Because at the end of the day, it's like, what are you going to do? Just work a job, show up. Like, yes, we're going to live a life, but you get to, like, if you get to live out your dream, then, like, that's a good life at the end of the day. Like, this was a dream for me. Like, I would watch David Dobrik vlogs and be like, oh my gosh, I wish I could edit like him. I wish I could create stuff like that. And then we did. And then your dreams keep on evolving, because you're like, wait, I didn't think this would be possible. But you literally have to. This Fly and I are like locked. We're best friends. Me and him
He's
are
a fan. He's getting inspired.
Me and him have dreams. Okay,
He's
no,
rubbing her.
no, but yeah, have your dreams. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Amen.
Isn't that why we're alive?
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. And congratulations, by the way. Congratulations.
Yes.
Thank you.
That's so awesome, dude.
Yeah, he's incredible.
Yeah. Let's do one more.
Nino!
Yeah. let's-
Hey, good news.
Oh my God,
And
Nino.
then
Hey, what's up, guys?
Amazing influencer, amazing mind, very inspirational.
Yes.
So I guess my question, at first I wanted to give you your flowers too. It's definitely a milestone coming here and then doing anything live, having any audience and being able to see your audience. So definitely it is a very commendable thing. But yeah, my question is more, it's kind of different than everybody else's, but I kind of wanted to know, because me personally, I mean, I am a content creator. I do a lot of business, and I've seen like a lot of things and been through a lot of things. But yeah, creating that content and building your platform, I feel like it's important that people know that that is not like completely the real you, because it's social media, right? Nobody can see every aspect. But I wanted to kind of get deep and ask you guys, what is the most challenging thing you guys have faced on your upbringing? Like, why is Jasmine Powers? Why is Indie? And why do we have this podcast? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I know you guys have stories.
Yes.
I don't even know how to answer that. I don't have English vocabulary. I don't
Maybe,
have an English vocabulary to talk about this. I need a minute.
I'm trying to gauge what the question is specifically.
Like, what was
I know
your?
you mentioned
Who
challenges,
are you?
right? Like how
Yeah, like challenges, like anything big that's happened in your life. Like me, like an example, like when I was in Iraq, I almost died 2 times. So I came back with that mentality, and I feel like God is a big aspect too. So when he was speaking to me, he was like, if you don't do this, then you're not gonna ever do it again. So kind of like those moments.
Yeah. For me, one of, I guess, like the biggest. I call it like my canon event, you know, because
Yeah.
I'm a fucking nerd. But it was my mom passing. My mom passed 3 years ago, and that really put a lot of perspective into, you know, the whole cliche thing that life is short and you got to do what you love. So shortly after that, about a year after that is when I kind of when it started the podcast. I also went through a breakup too, which I don't want to talk about. But yeah, it's just a lot of like I think that's what builds us. I think that's what makes us stronger, going through hardships.
Yeah.
I'm able to talk about it. I feel like I've healed from all of that stuff.
Okay.
And part of that is because I've found something that I love, and I use this as like a healing process for me.
Exactly,
And it got me
yeah.
through all of those hard times, and I'm sure there's still going to be other hard times as well. Like, it's life, right? You gotta. It's part of it. But
For sure.
at least I have an outlet now to help me get through all that stuff. So yeah, man.
That's great, brother.
Yeah. That was my canon event.
Thank you.
I would say for mine, I think just like the legacy behind it all. Like my family, they each have their own different professions. A lot of them are degree backed. And whenever they see what I'm doing, they're like, wait a minute, this is not the traditional go to college, get this job, be a lawyer. So what the heck are you doing with your life? And to me, like I'm very self-assured. Like I'm like, no, I got this. I know what I'm doing. But at the end of the day, it's like, I need to know what I'm doing, you know what I mean? And so I would say, like, not that that adds pressure to me, but it gives me that responsibility of, like, you know what? At least for me, there's only the plan A. There's no plan B. I can't have that for myself. And so I would say it's the challenge of, like, I guess maybe at a certain point, I just stopped convincing them and I just started showing them.
Yeah.
And so that has been the biggest thing. And to this day, like, I haven't maybe even shown them enough. But, like, we're going back to, like, people judging and stuff. I'm not letting that stop me. But yeah, at the end of the day, that's what's been like a challenge.
I was like, yeah, that's why we're friends. No,
Very good mindset,
I'm
you
friends
know?
with a lot of good people in here, so it's warm, like hearing like you got the same similar mentality. So
Yes. And also, I would just say even thank you for your service in like the military.
Yeah.
That I'm sure is like,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
are we gonna smoke weed after? No, I'm just kidding. Whoa, just kidding.
Cut it out. Cut it out.
Whoa! Cut the podcast. Cut the podcast. What about you, Hope? I
For
don't
me,
know, you
it's a
wanna-
Yeah, we were
very,
smoking
for me, it's a
buddies.
very, very
It's fine,
difficult
no?
question. Very. Because first of all, I want to start with that. No normal people that have really good life are not gonna get on a piss missile, like
Yeah.
crash rocket, like a bike that goes like 200 miles per hour. Not a single person who's okay mentally is gonna get on that thing. That's the only time when your brain just shuts off and you don't think about anything. And motorcycles is something that really brought me through these 2 years of living here in El Paso, because I'm here alone with my daughter. I don't have a family here. I barely had friends here. We're not gonna talk about American mentality friendships. Like, I don't even have friends. I'm sorry, but like it was difficult, and motorcycles is the only thing that carried me through this
Yeah.
experience. And right now, why I'm so close to God is because 3 months ago I lost a person in a motorcycle accident that I love, and will love till the rest of my life. And his brother is here in the room also with us. And it's heartbreaking, and I would not wish it upon anybody. And I'm pretty sure this is gonna affect my content in a lot of ways, and my life in a lot of ways. So it's a hard ass question, you know. Why did you ask this?
Hey, but that's what it's about, right? I mean-
yeah. Behind content creators, we all are people with a lot of hardships and a lot of things that we don't talk about, and we don't post on the internet because in the end of the day, we post only what people want to see. You know that better than anybody, you know?
Yeah.
So you just post a story which is 15 seconds of your life, and behind those 50 seconds of your life, it's 23 hours, 59 minutes, and nobody knows what you're going through.
Oh.
So it's just, yeah. But motorcycles, definitely. Why am I riding motorcycle? That's why.
So you're
'Cause
badass.
it's a mess. Life is
Nah,
a
but
mess.
no, that's cool.
That's why.
Sorry for your loss.
I stick to my Nissan Sentra because it's safe.
He's
I don't
like,
go.
I'm mentally clear.
I don't go past 60.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
Oh damn. Anybody else?
Chris?
Anybody else with a heartfelt story?
Chris?
I think that's a good one to wrap it up.
Yeah. I don't have too many heartfelt stories. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much, man.
Yeah,
Appreciate
thanks, guys.
it.
Okay, Nino, thank you. Everyone, go please check out his work.
Like, good job, good job.
Yeah.
Yo, freestyle wise, this guy can freestyle.
He can freestyle.
Getting pulled
Freestyle.
over. He can freestyle.
Shout out to Nino.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna wrap up this podcast here because the band started out there. But I want to thank everybody. I want to thank Jasmine for getting this together. All of
Thank
you guys for jumping
Thank
on
you
board.
so much, all you guys.
Big shout out to Sheepdog Brewery,
Yeah,
all the
go
local
Doves.
businesses, SoCo Local.
Fun Funky Fab, thank you so much. Fun Funky Fab Vintage.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you, Socos Locos. Thank you so much. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, Paco Grifo Music outside and Get the Honey. They're both performing, so let's go check them out. And thank you guys. This is awesome. You
Thank
guys are all
y'all.
part of history
Yeah.
today, and it really means a lot to me. So
Yeah. Thank you, everybody who showed up. Everyone that almost believed in me some days when I didn't even believe in myself, and you guys like keep on
Always.
going, and you're like, you're right. Thank you so much. It means a lot. Yeah.
all right, well,
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you guys.
Спасибо.
Bye, everybody.